So, and I've got you, over half of you here. So that's fabulous. Lovely to have you. Okay, so this masterclass is all about myself personally. I realized I was getting to February and going, I have not done a bloody thing in terms of anything that I was getting myself towards. And I thought, well, if I'm in that boat, there are going to be plenty of others who are in that boat as well. So I thought, why not do a masterclass about it and bring everyone along with me for the ride? I'm just going to shut
Lovely.
my door just because Ashton's got his iPad on very loudly. And it's a little distracting. There we are. Brilliant. I've got my Zoom chic on, my pajama pants.
Love it.
The perfect crime, right?
Yep.
Brilliant. So, just some housekeeping before we start masterclass. If you've not been on a masterclass with me before, what I might just do very quickly is get you to pop yourselves just on mute for now. It's an intimate group, so feel free to take yourself off mute and ask questions at any time, just because it's a nice small group and there's plenty of time. But it just helps, like if husbands are clattering in the background, dogs barking, children nattering, all of those sorts of things. It just helps to not distract everyone from the call. So that's fabulous. Thank you very much. And just making sure that you have all got your drinks and your nibbles. I know, Pam, you're never far away from yours. Excellent. So Leslie's got hers. So yeah, just making sure that you are good and comfortable, no distractions. We're going to be doing some meditations and maybe a little bit of on the spot coaching as well. If you feel inclined to put your hand up and want to be coached through something or ask me anything, the floor is yours. So I love it when there's a smaller group like this because it gives me plenty of time to kind of dig in about things as well. So cool bananas. All right. So I'm pretty sure you all know me, but I'll just do my little intro spiel anyway, just because I'm going to be putting this on the YouTubes for everyone to take advantage of. What am I doing? Sharing screen. Oh, wrong button, bacon brain. Hang on. Here we are. Here we are. Share my screen. Portion share. Here we go. Excellent. Can everybody see that okay? Excellent. Cool. All right. So I've been having a bit of fun with ChatGPT. Who's in love with ChatGPT and doing doing the characters? Oh my God. I love it. I love it. And Ashton's been got like all of my ChatGPT chat is filled up with all of his like creating characters and cartoon images of himself. He's loving it. So, yes, so no more effing around February. So let's grab 2026, buy the short and curlies and start getting shit done. So, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Kerry, obviously. I am wife and mother of two. I just hit 50 in February this year, so that was another good reason to give myself a good energetic kick up the backside. There was many things that I was aiming on being when I turned 50, and I am not any of those. I was hoping to be 50 fit and fabulous, not quite there. 50 and fabulous, yeah, but not as fit as I was like to be. So another reason why we're moving towards this. So, wife, mum of two teenage kids who are running around in the background. So, any apologies if there are any intrusions during the course of the evening. As most of you know, I'm a registered nurse, as is Sue as well. So that's something that we have in common as well. Have been a nurse for, I just got my 25-year of service certificate at Cabrini. I know. I started when I was 10. And I've been a nurse probably for 5 more years beyond that as well. So I feel like I'm not old enough to be getting 25-year certificates for anything, but here we are, right? So manage that. Human design specialist. I have been immersed in human design since 2021, I think it was. For me, I love it. It's a perfect mix of science and woo woo. And it just really, what I love about human design is it helps you to understand this vehicle that we have been given to move through this life with. That's my latest kind of interpretation of it. So I believe that we are all spirits who put our hands up for this human experience because we wanted to test our mettle and know who we were. And human design just gives us a bit of an instruction manual as to the vehicle that we've been given. Some of us have been given SUVs, some of us have been given four-wheel drives, some of us have been given Ferraris. So it's about understanding the vehicle, the body that we've been given, the gifts and talents within it, and using it to your best advantage to get what it is that you want out of this life. So that's why I love human design. I'm also an advanced shadow work coach. I dived deep into shadow work last year and got an advanced certification through Andrew Pierce with shadow work. What I love about shadow work is it anything that is stopping you, it's a shadow. And when you dive into it, you can move through it. It's not the fears that come up to stop you aren't there to actually stop you. They're to show you what you need to move through to get to the other side of it. And that's what shadow work is all about. So very happy to be a part of that as well. And a budding reality trance surfer. I know a few of you have jumped on lives when I have been talking about this book, Reality Transurfing. I got onto this book probably about 6 months ago. And again, it lit my sacral. It is the perfect mix of science and woo-woo. It was written by a chap by the name of Vadim Zeland. And he is a Russian quantum physicist. And he has basically written the manual on how reality works and how to move through it as a person in this 3D reality. It is absolutely brilliant, life-changing. So I'm going to be talking a lot about this book during this call as well, because everything that he says, as it's a model, so it's his way of, or his version of how he thinks things work, but it just resonates with me so much. And the more that I've dived into it, the more that it has resonated with lots of other people as well. So I've joined a reality transurfing book club. I am halfway through it and it is just mind-blowing. So I'm going to be talking a lot about goal setting through the framework of reality transurfing for this call as well. So I hope that you are all excited about that. Excellent. So just a little bit about me, because a lot of people don't necessarily, they're not necessarily interested in what you do, but why you do it. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I do what I do, why I coach women in this, afternoon, latter half of life. And there was a quote that I came across when I started coaching, and it was from David Henry Thoreau. And it is, men live lives of quiet desperation and go to their graves with their song still in them. And that quote really hits me in the heart every time I hear it, because the truth of that quote just smacks you in between the eyes. Like when you think of how our parents lived, how our grandparents lived, how we see like 90% of the population living now, they're asleep and they're just going through the processes of what they think they should do to be successful and what they think is expected of them. And they go to their graves thinking, what have I done? I never really listened to what my heart wanted. So I've decided not on my watch. So any person who comes in contact with me, I want them to know that possibilities are endless. And it doesn't matter that where you're starting, all it matters is putting one foot in front of the other to get to where it is that you want to be. And if you don't know where you want to be yet as well, that's fine too. Okay. So not on my watch. So this is the belief system that I run on. So I believe we all signed up to Earth School. So our spirits signed up for this life experience as a human with a purpose and a song in our heart. And our mission is to find what that song, that purpose is, and sing it loudly and often. And we all have this unique opportunity as humans walking this earth to discover what that song is and do it in the funnest, most adventurous way ever. So we actually didn't come, it might surprise a lot of people to hear, we didn't come to this earth to be born, get a job, pay bills, and die. Like, we actually came here to explore and to be creative and to have fun and to find joy and freedom. But as we're born, a lot of things get in the way of that. There's a lot of societal norms, there's parental belief systems, there's a lot of expectations that are put on us, roles that we're expected to play, and our heart just gets buried under all of this stuff. So, my intention for this masterclass is to unravel some of that conditioning, some of the expectations, the roles, the shoulds, the needs to get back to that soul place where we actually what wanted to explore this human experience in the first place. So that is my intention for this masterclass. Not to do it probably all in this night, but for you to actually have a roadmap as to how to do it. And you can, as I said, there's going to be recordings of this, so you can watch this as many times as you need to. And obviously at the end, there's going to be an invitation if you want to work with me to move through some of the things that are stopping you from finding your place in the sun, from finding, your purpose and your passion in this life. Then we absolutely have the opportunity to work together one-on-one. I'm only taking on one-on-one clients for the first part of the year because I got a little burnt out myself. So I was just like, I'm just going to take one-on-ones. And Pam happens to be one of my one-on-one clients. And we are going great guns, cracking on with the goals. So over to you guys. I would like you to just have a little think about, is anyone, just a show of hands, is anyone working towards anything right now? Yep. So Pam is. Yep. Yep. So Andrew, not really. Sue, not really. Leslie is. Yep. Excellent. Excellent. So just kind of have something in mind for what it is that you are working towards, and it can be anything at all. So yeah, whatever it is that you're thinking about moving towards, I want you to have a little think about these next questions and just tap in with yourself and see how it feels when I ask these questions around the goal that you are after. Okay. And just jot down yes or no on your notepads if you've got notepad there. Has everyone got notepad and paper? No? Yep. Andrea, that's it. No gold star for you. She's going to grab one. Good, good. Forgive me, teacher, she says. Excellent. So have a little think about your goal and what it is that you want to work towards. So does this goal feel heavy when you think about it? Are you scared to fail this goal?
Hey, Kerry, are we meant to be able to see your screen where you're
No,
actually?
no, I took it down so you could just sort of think about the goal without having to think about having to jot everything down. Oh, good. Good question. So, do you have any doubts that you will achieve your goal? Do you feel any guilt or shame around the goal? Do you feel that you should want this goal? Do you feel disconnected from this goal? Do you feel like you are behind on this goal? And are you already taking deliberate action towards this goal? Okay, So have a little tally on how many yeses you got on those answers. And just show of fingers, how many yeses did you get? So Andrew got 4, Pam got 2, well done. Sue got 5. 5, yep, brilliant, excellent. So the yeses, and I'll just share the screen again for you now, just in case you wanted to jot those down and check back in again later. Let me just go over here. Oops, wrong screen, sorry. Hang on. So just share the screen. So when you're watching back again, you can jot those down if you would like to. So just to know that those yeses, that's resistance around the goal. That's kind of like, it feels a bit contracted. It feels a little bit like constriction when you think of the goal. Goals should feel light and they should feel flowy and creative. So if there's some constriction around your goal, it means that there's a little bit of resistance around that goal. But just know that resistance is purely information. It means that there is a fear that has come up in you when it comes towards that goal. And that's good to know, because what's coming up is coming up to leave. So if there's fear around the goal, it could also mean that your heart and your mind are not on the same page. So there's some resistance between the heart and mind as well. So that's good to know as well. Or it could be that you're chasing a goal that actually isn't for you. So if you feel that there's a lot of resistance, a lot of shoulds, a lot of needs to around it, then it might be time to actually look at the goal or actually try and get the heart and mind on the same page so it works towards the goal. Okay? So in reality transurfing, Vadim Zeland talks about heart and mind cohesion. So there are 2 chapters in reality transurfing. The first one is called Heart and Mind, and the chapter after that is called Goals and Doors. And those 2 chapters work very well together. And I'm going to be talking a lot about those 2 chapters in this session tonight. So in the Heart and Mind chapter, Vadim says that reality responds to alignment, not effort. So you might have heard, who's heard the term that reality is a mirror and what you put in is what you get back? Yep. And that's pretty much bang on, okay? So reality will reflect back whatever you put into the reflection, okay? So Vadim says that reality doesn't respond to force. So if we just really want something and there's a lot of tension and a lot of stress around it, reality doesn't listen to that. You're holding on too tight. What that actually does, it displaces the energy around that goal. Oh, here's Shelley. Excellent. It displaces the energy around that goal, and balancing forces will actually come in and eliminate the cause of the imbalance. So when you really want something and you're holding on too tight to it, reality is going to go, what's going to happen if you actually get this goal? Your head's going to blow off your shoulders. We're not going to give that to you. So, that's not a direct quote from reality transurfing, but it's kind of my own interpretation of it. But that's kind of, when you really just say you really want a boyfriend and a guy shows interest and you're like, what do you need? What do you need? I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll do all that. Nothing gives reality the ick more. So that's what he's talking about. So it doesn't respond to force. It responds to coherence. It responds to when your heart and your mind want the same thing. So when your heart wants one thing, but the mind, your human, is pushing for another, reality stalls because there's no cohesion there. There's a lot of misfiring of energy. So reality is a mirror. If there is no coherence, the mirror doesn't know what to reflect. So if your heart is saying, I want this, but your mind's going, oh, hell no, we ain't got no time for that. We can't afford that. We've got responsibilities. We can't do that. What are you putting into the mirror? The mirror's like, what do you reflect? Do you want it? Do you not want it? Like, I don't know what to reflect back to you. It's kind of like you can't see your reflection in boiling water. So you need to have your heart and your mind on the same page. So reality knows what to give you. So we're not spiritually failing when this happens. We're just misaligned. And so what I'm hoping to teach in this masterclass is to learn about what the heart is all about, what the mind is all about, and getting them both on the same page. Hello, Shelley. Good to have you, my darling. Hopefully she's on. Yeah, she'll be there. Excellent. Okay. So this is a little bit about what the heart and mind is all about. So this is directly from Reality Transurfing. So the soul comes into the world. So I'll use the words soul and heart pretty much interchangeably. They're both the same thing. They're that part of ourselves that is connected to source energy, and that is part of us that isn't our body, that isn't this outside reality. Hello, I'm just going to get the chat box up so I can read what's happened here. Chat, here we are. No worries, Shelley, you're all good, mate. So Vadim says, the soul comes into the world reaching out trustingly with a child's arms. So our soul comes into this world wanting experience, wanting joy, wanting fun, wanting freedom. That's what it came here for. But unfortunately, our human comes with this mind. And the mind, a lot of the time, as we get older, like you remember what children are like, toddlers, they love what they love. They're full of joy. They're full of abundance, like nothing is beyond them. But then the mind comes into it, and the mind starts to go, no, 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 no. I know best. I'm pulling you away from that because there's no safety in it. If you do that, you won't be loved. If you do that, you won't belong. If you do that, you'll be judged. So that's kind of where that chapter goes. And then the second chapter is all about finding what your goal is, what your heart really wants, and moving towards it. And all of the doors that are available to you on the way to finding that goal. Has anyone heard the line, it's not the destination, it's the journey? Yeah. And that's really what Vadim is talking about in Reality Transurfing. So Bashar would say that we think of our goal, our life purpose, our soul purpose. Our soul comes in onto this planet with a purpose in mind. It wants to achieve something. But where free will comes in is the way we achieve that purpose. So think of our life purpose as like a corridor that we have to walk down, whether we like it or not, when we come into this earth. But how we walk down it is where free will comes in. So we can cartwheel down that corridor. We can skip, we can jump, we can get a trike, we can motorbike on a Harley down it. We can do somersaults down it. We can get to that purpose however we want. And that's what Bashar would say. So what Vadim says is there are many doors that are available to us to open on the way to achieving that goal. And it's all about opening the doors that feel good to you and knowing that you cannot pick a wrong door. Just know that that door will lead to another door, that will lead to another door, that will lead to another door. And that's what the whole journey is all about. Is that making sense to everybody? Excellent, excellent. Is this lighting anyone up? It's like, yeah. Cool. Excellent. So let's talk a little bit about the heart and the mind and the roles that they play in this lifetime and why they don't always agree. Okay. So I love thinking about the heart and mind in masculine and feminine terms. It just helps me to wrap my brain around it a little bit more. So, what is the heart and mind, and why don't they always agree? So, the mind. Think of the mind as the conscious analyzer. So, the mind is masculine energy. It's logical, it's strategic, it figures things out, it's problem solving, it's action taking, it's all of that sort of fiery, masculine, doing, pushing energy. Okay. So, Vadim says that the mind thinks and speaks. It's our human. It is the part of us that wants to keep us safe. So when we come into this world, we've been given a body. It's the mind's job to keep that body alive, and it will do anything it needs to make that happen, including putting a whole heap of unreasonable fears in our brains so we stop doing things that might endanger us. So I like to call it's our human. So our brain, this is really interesting. This is really good to know. Our mind is actually not interested in our spiritual fulfillment. It is only interested in our survival. Its only job is to keep us alive, our body alive. And eventually it's going to fail, right? Because we're all going to die at some stage. So pointless cause, but it's going to keep us alive for as long as it possibly can, right? And this is also another good thing to know. When we are born, our mind is a blank slate. Like there is nothing on it. And it gets conditioned by the beliefs, the expectations, and societal norms of the time and space it was born into. So think if we were born back in like the 1700s, the mind would just adapt and take on all the societal norms and beliefs that are going on in the 1700s. If we were born in caveman days, it would take on that language, us grunting at each other, and it would build those fears and those beliefs. So it's a blank slate, and it is going to take on whatever comes into its stratosphere, especially the first 7 years of life. That's when our mind is like a sponge and it takes on everything it sees, those first 7 years. Okay. So does everyone have like a clear understanding about how the mind works? Is there any questions around that? No. Excellent. Cool. And as I say, feel free to come off mute if you've got any questions, any comments, if you relate to any of this, if you've got anything else to add, just jump on in. I'd love to hear it. Okay. So that's the mind, masculine, analytical, blank slate, takes on everything. It's a sponge. It doesn't really have any other agenda but to keep us alive. Very strategic. Our heart and soul, what is that? It's our lady bits. It's not quite just our lady bits. It's our feminine part of us. So if I refer to the heart and soul, also think of it as your subconscious or your unconscious mind as well. So our conscious mind is only 5% of our brain. 95% of our mind is actually unconscious or subconscious. And we can also think of it as our higher self as well. It's that part of us that is connected to source energy, to God, to Mother Earth, to the universe, whatever language feels good for you. It is that part of us that is connected to that source energy. It feels and knows. So where the mind thinks and speaks, the heart just feels and knows. And the other really good thing to remember about the heart as well, it's binary. It's yes or no. There's no gray with the heart. It wants what it wants or it doesn't want it. It's either a yes or a no. There's no maybe later with the heart. It knows what it wants. So when you're thinking of the heart and connecting to how it knows what it wants, think of taking a toddler shopping. It's like, I want that one. It's like, that's the heart. It's like, that's what I want. Okay. So the heart knows its purpose. It came into this life with a purpose, and it knows where it fits in the cosmic plane. So Vadim would say that he calls our soul a frail, and if you think of the frail as like a jigsaw piece, our soul, our own unique jigsaw piece, has a place in the quantum field where it belongs. So our heart knows where it belongs in the quantum field. Okay. So when you're thinking of the heart, soul, unconscious, higher self, think of it as feminine energy. It's intuitive, it's receptive, it's creative, it's flowy, it leans back, it allows. So think of all those lovely, beautiful, flowy, feminine things when you think of the heart and soul. Okay. Are we good on the heart and soul? Any questions around that one? Yeah. Your eyebrows shot up, Pam, when you said it's binary. It's just things one way or the other. It's yes or no. Yeah. And men say women can't make up our minds. We actually know what we want. The reason why we sound like we don't know what we want is because we're trying to fluff it for them. But that's it. Sorry.
I always thought that it was the one that went, oh, should I or shouldn't I? You know, that gut feeling. That's what I always thought. So
No.
when you went yes or no,
Yeah.
just threw me a bit.
Interesting you say that, because when you say like, should I or shouldn't I, that word should, to me, massive red flag, because that indicates there's a fear there. Where does fear come from? The mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
But great. Yeah. You wouldn't have been the only one to think that either, Pam. So I certainly didn't. Yeah. And we have been, again, it's a conditioning thing. We have been conditioned to believe that women are flighty. Women don't know what they want. Women can't make up their mind. And it's just not true. The heart knows. The heart knows and feels. So, how they're supposed to work together, right? So, this is in a perfect world. How they're supposed to work together. So we can easily find our place in the sun. So Vadim often talks about this place in the sun, which is the space that we're here to take up, and we're worthy of it. We all have a space to fill, and we're worthy of filling it. So he talks about that as our place in the sun. So we easily find our place in the sun and can have a life that feels like a celebration, because that's what it's meant to feel like. We're meant to have a life that feels like a celebration when we allow our heart and soul, which is connected to source energy, to know and feel what it wants. So that's the first part, allowing our heart and soul to know and feel what it wants. And then the mind interprets that information and then helps to carry out the aligned strategic action towards what the heart wants. So in a perfect world, that's how it should be. So Vadim says, the heart sings and the mind rubs its hands together with glee, because the heart's like, I want this. And the mind goes, oh, goody, let's get to it. It's kind of like, so this is modern day thinking. You might be sitting out in the back lawn and you might think to yourself, geez, you say to your husband, geez, wouldn't it be nice to have like a little secret garden, beer garden sort of area in there? Hubby goes, awesome, a project, goes down to Bunnings, buys the stuff, starts digging the holes and starts putting it together. That's how the heart and mind work together. So I love that sort of visual image of like the queen saying, this is what I want tonight, go forth and do. And the knight goes, oh, and like any excuse. I don't know about you guys and your partners and things. My husband, if I sort of indicate anything outside, oh, that'd be good. Any excuse to get the chainsaw out, to climb up on the roof, anything along those lines, he's like, yeah, I'll get onto that. So it's kind of like that. The heart feels and knows what it wants. And the masculine, the mind is like, yep, now I've got a job, I've got a purpose, I've got something to do, I'm going to do it. I don't know what your partners are like, but my dad especially and my husband, they say that you marry, your father. It's true. It's like my dad, my husband always wants something to do. Like if they are sitting around twiddling their thumbs, they are not pleasant to be around. So so the mind wants a job to do. And believe me, if your heart doesn't give it a job to do, it's going to think of something else to do, and it's usually going to end up being like a negative thought spiral that's going to occupy your mind. So yeah, give it something to work towards, and it's going to rub its hands together with glee. Does that make sense? Yeah, cool. So another visual that I really love, because I love my tarot cards, as you know, is the picture of the lovers. So this is the ideal sort of symbolism around that. So you've got source energy up here. You've got the feminine looking up to source energy saying, what is it that we are here to do? And the masculine's looking at the feminine saying, right, what's my orders? What's next? So I kind of just threw that visual in because I just love how it all connects. So that's the way it's meant to be. Our heart feels and knows. It knows what it wants. It comes into this world knowing what it wants. It has a purpose. It has its place in the sun. It has its little jigsaw piece in the alternate space, in the quantum field out there. It knows what it's here to do. And the mind is like, yeah, baby, how do we do it? What's my job? Okay. But what actually ends up happening? So I don't know if any of you all are Game of Thrones fans. I know me and Pam are mad for it. I know, the Battle of the Bastards. I had to reenact the scene again. So we've got little Jon Snow here getting buried under parental beliefs, the way things are, societal norms, fears of not belonging and not being enough, expectations, fears of not being loved, not being loved. Will I belong? All of these things. So our mind becomes buried in the stuff, in what Vadim would call the pendulums of this reality. So societal norms, parental beliefs, fears, expectations, roles, everything that this world sort of piles upon us, our mind takes it all on. And because our mind is survival based, it's like our heart says, I want to sing. And the mind goes, remember you sung once and your sisters, like, they cut you down and told you to whistle instead of sing because you had a horrible singing voice. So if you sing, you're not going to be long and no one's going to love you. So you better not sing. And the heart goes, oh, okay. So the mind starts overtaking and telling the heart, I know what's best. If you don't do what I say, you're going to die. But a lot of it's just not true. But the mind, believing it knows best, is going to start overtaking, and it locks the heart and soul in a cage so it can't be heard. And the more expectations, the more roles, the more fears, the more things that pile on top, the quieter and smaller our heart gets. Does that make sense? Yeah. And the older we get, the more layers, the more Boltons and start piling on top of us. So what is the result of all of these societal beliefs, norms, fears, expectations, roles, shoulds, needs, tos, all of those things? What is the result of all of that happening to us the longer that we're walking this human plane? So the result is we end up chasing goals that aren't ours. So we start saying, oh, we just want lots of money. The heart doesn't want money. The heart doesn't give a shit about money. That's a mind thing, right? So we start chasing goals that aren't ours. So goals that look good. Oh, I need to build this massive business so I can look really successful. Like our heart might want what that business gives us, but like the heart doesn't care how successful it is. It cares how it feels, you know? So Vadim calls those foreign goals, goals that aren't ours. So we start chasing goals that aren't ours. We start feeling that life has to be hard because we're chasing things that were never for us in the first place. We're opening doors that we think we should be, not the doors that our heart actually feels inclined to open. We start believing it needs to be hard. It has to. Money doesn't grow on trees. All of these things that we get taught. Money doesn't grow on trees. Yet things need to be hard. There needs to be struggle to get a small amount of success. You've got to work for like 10 months of the year to get a month off. Like, we believe it needs to be hard because that's what society tells us, right? And we go through life continually avoiding pain and seeking safety because that's what our brain does. Its only job is survival, and that is avoiding pain and seeking safety. What's going to have us belong? What's going to have us look good? What's going to have us be accepted by everyone around us? So that's what our mind ends up doing. So you can see here that our life purpose is like ho-hum. It knows what it wants, but our mind is distracted by safety, by goals that aren't ours, for things that were never for us in the first place. And in the end, it is such a waste of a life experience. We get people on their deathbeds and they're like, what did I do? I was so busy jumping through other people's hoops that I never actually went for what it is that I truly wanted. So, any questions so far? All making sense? Cool. Excellent. Okay. So how do we get the heart and the mind on the same page? How do we get them there? Because they've been fighting for so long now. How do we get them on the same page? So there's a quote in the book that says, the will of the mind is like the string that anchors the kite that is being lifted by the winds of outer intention. So if you think of our heart and mind being able to wander all around the quantum field, so that one of the first foundational pieces of reality transurfing is that every version of yourself that you can possibly imagine is already out there in the quantum field. You just have to, like a radio, tune into the frequency of that version of yourself. So imagine your heart and soul floating out in the quantum field, finding the version of itself where your heart and frail wants to fit perfectly. But it needs to be attached to this 3D reality because that's what we signed up for. So think of the heart and the mind, the heart and soul floating around, finding its version of itself that lights it up. And the mind is attaching it to the 3D reality. The mind is the thing that connects it and that allows it to happen. It takes the action. It does the things. It thinks the thoughts that need to be thought to have you becoming that version of yourself in 3D. Does that make sense? Cool. Excellent. So the first thing we need to do is to listen to the rustle of the morning stars. It's so poetic, isn't it? Listen to the rustle of the morning stars. That's what Vadim says. And that's listen to your heart space. And I'm going to do a beautiful meditation in a minute that's going to help you to tap into that part of yourself and see what it says. See what it says. So listen to the rustle of the morning stars. Let the mind interpret the heart's desires and take the aligned action. Move through anything that is holding you back from heart-mind cohesion, which is shadow work, because your heart, as I said, your heart's going to say, I want to sing. And your mind is going to go, no, you were laughed at. Remember that, and you weren't accepted. You didn't belong. You were humiliated, and you thought you weren't going to be loved. So we're not singing. So it's all about the shadow work of getting past the fears that the mind has put in place to dissolve the block that is stopping your heart from having what it wants. Okay? It's kind of like, imagine you taking a toddler shopping. So imagine a dad taking his little daughter out shopping, and she says, I want that. And he's like, no, we can't afford that. That's silly. Why do you want that doll? So we need to allow the mind to go, yes, honey, whatever you want. And the little girl needs to allow herself to have it as well, because oftentimes we don't allow ourselves the good things. Oh, but I was naughty last week, Daddy, I better not. So that's a whole other masterclass is allowing. So yeah, we need to allow ourselves to have, and the mind needs to move through the fears of stopping the reasonable reasons why it can't have it. So that's a lot of shadow work in there as well. Step 3, choose the version of yourself who has what your heart wants every day to move up the timelines. So Vadim says that, as I say, the version of yourself, your ideal version of yourself is out there somewhere. So every time you open a door, you make a choice, you make a decision to move towards that version of yourself. Choose that version every day. So say, for example, I want to be a fantastic public speaker. Okay, what do I need to do? Who do I need to be to move up that timeline to become that ideal version of myself? What do I need to believe? What do I need to learn? And we're going to get into that model as well in this session, which is going to be very cool. So choose the version of yourself who has what your heart wants every day to move to that identity, to that frequency. And also detach from needing it to look a certain way. Act and visualize with no big deal energy. So that's what the MBD is, no big deal energy. Have a vision in your mind about what it is that you want, and get into the feeling of what that's going to feel like if and when it happens, but release any expectation of it having to look that way. Just know that the universe has always got something bigger and better for you that is coming at you, and it's going to be better than what you can visualize yourself. If you hold on too tight in it needing to look a certain way, then the universe, that displaces the energetic field around it, and the universe is going to go, nope, not happening. So if you hold on to it lightly and go, this or something better, hold it loosely in your hand and it's going to come to you. It's kind of like when you're chasing a bird. You don't just say, come birdie, and grab the bird. You stay still and you go, come on, and you just coax it towards you. That's what reality likes. Does that make sense? Have we got any questions around that? Excellent. All good. Okay, so what does our heart actually want? We're just like, oh God, yeah, after all of that, how do we get in touch with that heart space? So we're actually going to do a meditation in a moment, but here are a few little hot tips that might just help to get you started along the way. Because if you are like myself, I'm a manifesting generator. I respond to things. If you give me a flat out question, I'm just like, huh? But if you give me something to start me off with, then I'm just going to run with it. I need something to respond to. So here's a few questions to kind of respond to. So number 1 is, what did you enjoy doing as a child? So that's one way to reconnect back to that heart space. Because as children, we didn't really have any fears. We knew what we wanted and we just went for it. So what did you enjoy doing as a child? Did you enjoy baking? Did you enjoy singing and dancing? I used to put on like little puppet shows and performances for my family. So I used to love doing that sort of thing. So what did you enjoy as a child? What do you enjoy doing where when you do it, you lose time? So when you're doing something, you're like, oh my God, has it been 3 hours? I didn't realize. So something that when you're doing it, you don't realize how quickly the time's going because you've been enjoying it so much. So is there anything that you enjoy doing that when you do it, you lose time? Think about if time wasn't an issue, if money wasn't an issue, if energy wasn't an issue, and if you are unconditionally supported by your friends, your family, your kids, your partner, the universe, what would you choose to do? So if you didn't have to worry about money, time, energy, or support, what would be the thing that you would be happy to do day in, day out? And here's the thing too, and this is something that I have been chasing within myself. It doesn't necessarily need to start off by being a thing like a job or a goal. It might be just a state that you want to be in. I just want to be in flow. I just want to feel inspired. I just want to feel joyous. I just want to feel lit up. So think about the state that you want to be in, and then think about what is it that I'm doing when I feel that way. So I love the way I'm feeling now. I feel inspired. I feel like I'm adding value. I feel really connected to you lovely ladies on this call. And so that's why I do these masterclasses and I do these talks, because I like the way that I feel when I do them. So that's why speaking publicly and doing classes and workshops like this is one of my goals to do more of, because I love the way I feel when I do them. So that could be a way that you think about your goal as well. So it doesn't have to be practical as well. Don't think, oh, this has to be my job. I have to earn money doing this. It doesn't have to be practical, and you don't need to be good at it. I love singing. Am I good at it? Everyone in my family would tell me no. But does that stop me? Hell no. So I don't need to be good at it. I just love doing it. I just love doing it. So I do it, right? So it just needs to feel light, creative, and in flow when you're doing it. And when it comes to purpose as well, when and if you go into your human design, your incarnation cross can give you clues. So your incarnation cross in human design is like your life purpose, and that can kind of give you an idea about what it is that you're here to do. So as an example, my incarnation cross is the right angle cross of the Sphinx, which means that I am here to be a guide to others. So when you think of my incarnation cross, I often think of like, when you go to touristy places and there's like a sign that goes, Taiwan, 2,800 kilometers, China, this way, da, da. I'm the guidepost. So people come to me when they want direction. And how I fulfill that purpose depends on what door I feel like opening. I might feel like somersaulting down. I might feel like riding a tricycle down there. So yeah, it's about knowing what you're here to do and then figuring out, well, I can free will. How do I want to live out that purpose? And knowing that if you open the doors that feel right to you, and when you take the opportunities and make the choices that feel good, you're going to get to your purpose whether you like it or not. So you don't have to rush. You don't have to think, oh, this is my goal and I have to do that. Okay. Does that make sense? Have we got any questions so far? All good. Any comments? Anything that's particularly stuck out to you? No? Brilliant. Okay. We're going to do a little rustle of the morning stars meditation now to see how we can connect into our heart space. Now, I might make this into a separate meditation as well, just so if whenever you want to connect in with the rustle of the morning stars and into your heart space, you can just click on it and tap on in. So I won't put music to it just because YouTube will probably copyright me for using other people's. Yeah, it listens to everything. So I won't have music in the background. But if I put it on onto a YouTube video, then you can just put your own music on Spotify or something in the background if you would like to. Okay, so I'd like you all to just get really loosey-goosey in your seats. We're going to get nice and comfortable and just sort of roll your neck a little bit. And just release any tension that's in your face, around your eyes, around your mouth. Take a nice big deep breath in through your nose down to the bottom of your lungs and out. Take a breath in, down to your root chakra and release out. And another deep breath down to your sacral. And then as you breathe out, release any tension in your shoulders, in your chest, in your tummy, in your legs. With each breath, feel your body soften, shoulders drop, jaw unclench, belly release. Bring your attention to your chest. Notice it rise and fall with your breath. Now notice not the surface of your chest, but the space beneath it. There is a space within you that exists when your body falls away. That part of you that came from source energy. It exists without a body. It exists without your thoughts. It exists without your mind and worries. It exists without your possessions. It exists without the things you have. It exists without your partner, your family, your kids. It existed before all of that began. The part that came here to explore, to love, to find out who it was and what it was made of. This part of you is your heart, your soul, your frail, the part of you that just feels and knows. The place that is connected to our source, our power, connected to the infinite space that is nothing but love, and everything is possible. That part of you that fits uniquely in the universe. It exists beneath conditioning. It exists beyond the roles. And it exists beyond who you've been told you need to be. This is who you are when everything unnecessary falls away. With each breath, that space becomes warmer, more spacious, less guarded. Imagine it like a lotus flower, gently opening, unraveling one petal at a time, and allow it to gently unfurl and allow space for the next petal to unfurl. And just allow it to be. And imagine a soft light forming in the center. Not bright, not blinding, but gentle, like dawn. This light isn't coming from outside, it's coming from inside, where it's always been. And as you rest here, notice the subtle sound, not with your ears, but with your awareness. A soft rustling, like silk moving in a breeze, like starlight stretching after sleep. This is the rustle of the morning stars. This is the sound of your soul remembering itself. There is no message that you need to force, no answer you need to demand. In this space and time, it knows. If words do happen to come, let them come. If images appear, let them drift. If there is only feeling, then that is enough. Just simply listen. What does it say? What does it feel? What does it know it wants? Just stay here for a few more breaths, listening, receiving, remembering. Let it feel and know. And then when you're ready, begin to bring awareness back to this body. Feel the support beneath you and around it. Feel your breath moving in and out. And then take one final deep breath in and know you can connect to this heart space anytime you like. And then when it feels right, open your eyes and carry the rustle of the morning stars with you. How was that? Oh. So, oh good, I got a little heart from Sue. Thanks, Sue. Excellent. So what came up? Does anyone want to share what came up for them as they were feeling and knowing and they tapped into that part of themselves that exists without your body, without your thoughts, without your possessions, without your house, without your car, without your drama, that part of yourself that has always been there and will always be there without all of the stuff. Pam.
Oh, light and love.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's quite a powerful meditation, isn't it?
Yeah. That, yeah, remembering that that part of ourself that exists when everything else falls away. That only came to me a couple of days ago. It's like, who are you without your body, without your mind, without your thoughts, without your possessions? It's like you are still you. Like what?
Probably more true you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What you have and what you own is not who you are. It's like, who are you in that small, gentle space in your chest? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. Very.
So yeah. Anyone else want to share anything or?
Yeah, I felt it was just, I don't know, it's really hard to explain. It was just beautiful. I was just so relaxed.
Oh,
But it was just, yeah, I was just forgot about everything, like just for those few moments, and it felt so light. And yeah, it was
good.
lovely.
Oh, I love it. Brilliant. Thanks, Sue.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. My mind wasn't even wondering, you know,
Oh, I love it.
it was just
I love it.
incredible.
And something I want to say as well, for those of you who really struggle with meditation, I always thought I can't meditate. My mind's always like, and my body always wants to go, go, go. And I was talking to a meditation expert, Laura. She's in the Boss group. Laura somebody, oh, I forget her last name, but she's like, your brain's job is to think, and your body's job is to go. So don't beat up on it when it wants to think and it wants to go when you're trying to quieten it down. But the whole idea of meditation is to say, no, 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 we're doing this. I know you want to do that, but we are staying here. And it's about like really becoming the boss of your mind and your body and saying, this is what we're doing. We are sitting still and we're going to sit in the discomfort of you wanting to go and wanting to think. And then eventually it'll just go, all right. But it does take practice. But yeah, I'm useless. Can't meditate to save myself. Well, just know, Shelley, that like, yeah, many can't, but yeah, it's definitely a practice. It's not something that you will get straight away. You know, we can't I was about to say we can't all be men sitting in front of the TV. I look at my husband and I'd say like an ad will be on and I'll say, what did you think of that ad? Wasn't that stupid? He goes, I don't know, I wasn't listening. I'm like, you were looking right at it. Like I would love to have that kind of disconnection from my own body, but we can't all get there at once, right? So excellent. So I'm glad that you really connected with that. And the more that you think about, yeah, what is it that my heart wants? And then stepping into that meditation, you're going to be able to connect with it more and more. So yeah, don't worry if you were distracted or you didn't quite get there this time around. If you try doing it a few more times and with the frame of, you know, if money was an issue, if time wasn't an issue, what did I like to do as a child? Like all of that sort of framework beforehand, you're going to start being able to hear the rustle of those morning stars. And it's going to be subtle. It thinks and knows, it doesn't speak. So you just really have to tune into the feeling. And then the mind can go, okay, what did I feel? Then you can start interpreting it with the mind. Okay. So now we get into the second part, how to achieve the goal. So if you got something there, if you had a bit more of an intuitive hit about what is it that I really want to do, thinking back to the goal that you had at the start of the session, how did that connect with how you felt in your heart? Was there a connection there? Or is it actually now like, oh, my goal wasn't anything to do with what my heart wanted in the first place? So we're starting to get a little bit more on board with like, what should our goal actually be? Is it what our heart really wants? So how do we achieve the thing that we have just tapped into? So that part of ourselves that feels and knows it came here for a purpose, knowing what it wants, how do we do it now? So we have so often gotten it wrong when it comes to goal setting because the focus is usually what we want and how do we get it. So what usually happens, what usually happens when you achieve the goal, when it's all over, I really want a new car, I'm saving up for a new car, I got a new car, 2 weeks later you forget that the car's even new, right? Once you get there, it's like it's forgotten. So it's not about the what and it's not really about the how. It's more about the who. Who do you need to be? So Tony Robbins says, and I love this quote, I've actually gotten it on my mirror in my study here. The purpose of a goal is not the end result. It's who you become in the pursuit of the goal. So it's not really about what and how. It's about who you become. So that's what we call identity. Who do we identify as? Are you right, Andrea? Oh, sorry. No, I can't hear you.
My actual goal, I just wanted to say, is not a material thing. It's not something like that. It's a feeling.
Perfect.
So you've just sort of tapped into that. And in the meditation, I felt the light and I felt the love, but I also felt time.
How did you
Yeah.
feel? How did you feel time? Can you expand on that a little bit more?
I could feel that I had time. I now have time.
I love it.
Mm,
I
yeah.
love it. And
Because
just
one of the biggest things that I lack is time with, job and house and, expectations. It's actual time to be able to work out, what do I actually want to do? And then when you get the time, you're so sort of worked up that you can't, it's hard to pinpoint what you actually want to do with that time.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To relax, like to relax. It's hard to relax.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was all.
I love that. Yeah, no, I love that what you're chasing is a feeling.
A feeling.
And then it's about, what do I do when I feel that way? Like,
Yes.
what am I doing? And then
Mhm.
how can I pursue that relentlessly? How can
Yes.
I do more of that? I love it. I love it.
Mm.
Can you share what your feeling is?
My feeling is contentment of happiness in myself.
Brilliant. It's that manage end goal of satisfaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Being happy with who I am and how I am.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Just incidentally, when we tap into your human design, I think I've done everyone's human design in the room, but in human design, we have a self theme or an alignment theme. And it's a little bit different for every energy type. So for projectors like Pam, it's success. For gens and generators and manifesting generators, it's satisfaction and peace. So knowing what your alignment theme is, you've then got language for the feeling that you want to move towards. So I love that you've said that, Andrea, because it just, when we've got language for something, then it becomes tangible and we know that we can move towards it.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah, brilliant. And also knowing that what your not self theme as well is. So for Pam as a projector, it's bitterness. For generators and manifesting generators, it's frustration. I had a mental blank there for a moment. So knowing that when you are in frustration, going, oh, that's not where I need to be, and moving away from the things that cause you that. And also, if you feel like you are in frustration or bitterness or anger or disappointment, which are the other not self-theme types for the other energy types in human design, knowing that if you are in frustration, if you are in anger, if you are in bitterness and resentment a lot through your day, knowing that that's not where you're meant to be, and to be in that is going to lead you to burnout, you go, oh, okay, who am I with? What am I doing? And where am I when I'm feeling frustrated, angry, bitter? Oh, when I'm with this person, I get really frustrated. Right. Do I need to be with this person as often as what I am? Do I need to be in this place doing this thing? Can I delegate it? And so once you sort of pinpoint what your not self theme is, and then figure out where you are, who you're with, and what you're doing when you feel that way, then you can go, I'm not meant to be in this. How can I move away from it? And then when you move away from it, it allows more space to allow the things that you do want actually in. So that's a little bit of a side piece, how human design can help you to find your thing, to find your state that you want to be in. So anyway, I hope that was useful for everybody. Excellent. Okay. So there is a model that I will briefly touch on for this session, because I realize time is marching on a little bit, but I'm doing very well for time. I'm doing very well. So this is the logical levels model. And what I love about this model is that it starts with identity. Who do you need to become to have what it is that you want? So there's the name of another model that's called the be, do, have. It's like, who do I need to be and what do I need to do to have what it is that I want to have? So that's kind of along the same lines as well. But I love that it starts with identity. Who do I need to become? Who is the person who has what you want? So think to yourself, and I've got an example down here, but I'm thinking to myself because I'm thinking of my 50th birthday party coming up and there's going to be karaoke. So I'm very much thinking about singing. So, because they don't call it karaoke for nothing. Aha, see what I did? Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all week. So, so if I wanted to become a singer, so who do I need to become a singer? So what does a singer do? Okay, so a singer practices. A singer sort of buys good equipment. They invest in themselves to get really good singing lessons. They take the time to practice. They're disciplined in the time to practice. So who do I need to become? What characteristics do I need to take on to become someone who is a good singer? So who am I? It's much easier to move towards a goal when you embody the identity of that person who has what it is that you want. So if you think of someone like Taylor Swift, who do you need to be? What characteristics do you have to be Taylor Swift? You need to be structured. You need to be able to delegate a lot of things. You need to be disciplined. You need to have a thick skin because she's got a lot of trolls and a lot of haters. Like, who do you need to be to have what it is that you want to have? In alignment with identity, what do you need to believe? So if I'm thinking I want to be a singer, or when you embody an identity, it's not I want to sing, it's I am a singer. That's the difference. So it's not I want to sing, I am a singer. I am. That's identity. So for me to be a singer, what do I need to believe? I need to believe that I'm going to get better and better every time I practice. I need to believe that people want to hear my voice. I need to believe that I have the vocal cords that can carry a tune. I need to believe that people want to listen. I need to believe. So what are the things you need to believe to become the person who has what you want? Does that make sense? Excellent. Then the next level, the how, capabilities. What do you need to learn? So, okay, if I am a singer, what do I need to learn? I need to learn how to protect my voice. As I found out when I was singing Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart on the way home from work this morning, my throat's a little sore. So I need to learn how to protect my throat better, right? I need to learn how to not get that sort of itchy, scratchy feeling on the back and having to cough. Like, I need to learn how to stretch my voice. So what do you need to learn to become the person that has what you want? Then we get to the nitty-gritty bit. What behaviors and consistent activities do you need to schedule? And that's the thing. We need to schedule it. We need to actually make it a priority. Because if we don't, as Andrea says, we run out of time. We find other things to do. So when you carve out time and you become consistent in your behaviors and your habits around who it is you need to be to have what it is that you want to have, makes it so much easier. Okay. And then last but not least, where do you need to place yourself in order to thrive? So if I am a singer and I want to be great at it, where do I need to put myself? I would not put myself in my family with my sisters who told me to learn how to whistle because I couldn't sing for shit. I wouldn't put myself there because that is not going to be an environment where I'm going to thrive. I would go to a karaoke night. Oh, no worries, Shelley. All good, my darling. Excellent. Got the brain going. Brilliant. So I would go to karaoke nights where everyone is there to just have a go and everyone's really, really encouraging. I would surround myself with people who love me and want to see me do really well. That's the environment I want to be in. So there's a saying that you are the average of the 5 people who you spend your time with. And I love to add a little caveat to that and say, who are the people that you want in your future? Find 5 people who you want in your future and hang with them. So I love putting that little flippy script on it. Okay. So yeah. So who do you need to become? What characteristics does that person have? What do you need to believe? What do you need to learn? What behaviors and habits do you consistently need to do to become the person who has what you want? And where do you need to put yourself in order for it to thrive? Like, you don't put a tomato plant in frozen soil. It's not going to thrive. You need to put it in a warm, moist environment for it to thrive. Does that make sense? Excellent. Cool. So I have done an example, but I've kind of done the example already with the singing. I was on the fit and 50 thing a little while ago, but now I'm onto the singing thing. So this is old news now. But for the sake of the masterclass, if you wanted to have a little look at that example, then you could quickly jot that down, hit the pause button, and do what you got to do with that. Okay. So another way that you can do it as well, and another way to get your mind and heart on the same page to achieve your goal, is what Vadim Zeland calls slides. So use slides and visualize. So slide is like the Instagram filter that you place in the frame of your reality. So it's really visualizing, putting yourself in the scene. So if you think of what it is that you want as a part of a movie scene, placing yourself as the main character, feeling what that character feels, hearing what they hear, seeing what they see, and really putting yourself in there and really playing out the role. So a slide becomes reality when you have heart and mind cohesion. And here's the thing, your slides can actually work in the positive or the negative. How many times have we put a negative slide and we thought, oh shit, this is going to happen. Oh my God. And then he's going to say that. And oh my God, then that's going to be so embarrassing. Oh my God. When we visualize something like that and it goes downward, 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 it turns out to be reality, right? Like what we sometimes catastrophize becomes true. So we can do it unconsciously and have it work for us in the negative, or we can actually consciously put ourselves in positive slides, in positive positions, and think of best case scenarios, and then have reality meet us halfway with whatever it has around us. Okay. So I have been driving in the car, Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart, doing little hands to a total eclipse of the heart. I've been visualizing. I've been doing it in the car, and so this is what I do. I've put myself in the scene, in the character. I'm going to have to video it when I do it because it's going to be spectacular. So much, but I've been playing with it. I've been really immersing myself into it because I want to become this singer. So yeah, it's all about the visualizing, the character play, like putting yourself in there and just really feeling it, hearing it, seeing it, tasting it, touching it, all of the things. And then reality will come at you with whatever is out there in the quantum field that is matching your frequency. Okay. So does anybody want any help with who they need to be, what they need to do? Oh, can you still hear me okay? Okay, good. I just, Lila went past with headphones and I thought I might have connected to her headphones, so that's all good. Does anyone need any help connecting to who they need to be, what they need to do, any of the things to connect with what their heart wants.
Can I just say, Kerry, one of my things that I put down, goals, was being happy in the present, in the now.
Love it.
And that's a really big thing for me. Mm-hmm. And I can see how all the things I've jotted down following mm-hmm. that whole process mm-hmm. And scheduling the things that I need to do mm-hmm. to make that happen. Mm-hmm. And as you say, it's something from the heart. So it's not a grey area type yes. of thing. It's a real, one that you know what you need to do and things like that, and applying it. So
I love that. Absolutely. So so who do you need to be? What characteristics do you need to take on to be present in the moment? So do you have any ideas around what do you need to do to be more present in the moment?
Well, funnily enough, I've been looking at meditation for. I've always dabbled in meditation and things like that, but your meditation was just amazing, can I say?
Oh,
and that really brought me back to, yes, this is what I need to do. One of the things I need to do.
I love it. I love it. Excellent.
It just brings you back in that, just in that present, and it just, makes you focus on the now.
Yes. And on the heart, not all of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Love it. Excellent.
Yeah. So thank you.
My pleasure. And there's something that Vadim talks about in his book a lot as well, and it's called the inner guardian. And what the inner guardian is like the little thing in your head that's always monitoring your thoughts and what it is that you're doing. So it's kind of like, it's just like a check-in going, oh, you're not really living in the moment, Sue. So that inner guardian would sort of go, oh, you're getting a bit distracted there by that, Sue. Like, you're running your mind away a little, like you're putting too much importance on that. Bring it back. So, so making sure that your inner guardian is always on as well. Some people even you can set an alarm every 2 hours on your phone just as a self-check-in and just go, right, am I being present? Am I putting too much importance on something? Am I getting embroiled in too much drama here? And just really just centering yourself again and just going, right, I'm back in the minute, back in the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Puss.
Yep. He wanted up.
Yes. Oh, well, cat wants up. It's up.
Yeah. It's Blue's 18 years old, so it doesn't jump up anymore.
Oh God, love you. My goodness. Yes, no. She gets picked up whenever he wants.
Yep, he does. He knows it too.
Gorgeous. Excellent. So yes, that was great, Sue. Brilliant. Okay, so we're at 9 o'clock, so I'll finish up soon. Okay. So always remember that the goal is only half the fun. Tapping into what your heart wants, and then allow the mind to take the action, and then let life. Let life be open to whatever doors are going to cross your path, and open them if they feel good. No, you can walk right past it if it doesn't feel good, or just go, oh, this is an interesting opportunity. Okay. Going to open it. So at the moment, I'm having trouble finding a DJ and karaoke guy to do the party for us. I've already gone through 2. It was actually, funny side note, we had a guy gave us a quote for 5 hours, $580. And he said, we've got LED lights, we've got 2 1200 watt subwoofer speakers, we've got LED light shows, we've got this, we've got that. I'm like, mate, it's not Coachella. It's like a 50th birthday party, dude. I'm not Fat Boy Slim. I just want a DJ. Oh my gosh. And he's like, yeah, not available now. But it's like, but I'm expecting the right door to open because I've set the intention of wanting and doing. And I just know I'm going to just keep on making inquiries. The right person's going to come along. So, yeah, I'm not putting any excess importance on it. I'm not displacing the energy field around it going, I need to find someone. I'm just like, it'll happen. I'll just keep on making inquiries and plod along. If worse comes to worse, I'll just make a Spotify playlist and do that. But it won't come to that because something will show up. Okay, so in summary of this masterclass, what is your true goal? If you're faking it and doing what's fashionable, it's not going to be the same. If it's not yours, it's not going to fit. So always remembering that your soul, what Vadim would call a frail, is like a puzzle piece, and your puzzle piece fits somewhere in the quantum field. Don't try and jam your puzzle piece into a place it doesn't fit. Find your place in the sun. Okay, so what is your true goal? We all have one. If we don't have one, which I actually didn't for a lot of last year, I thought, I actually don't know what I'm working towards right now. If you don't, it's because you're in burnout and you need a rest. You need a bloody good rest. And so that's why I was like, this first 6 months, I'm just taking on like 5 one-on-one clients and that's it, because I need to rest. No expectations. I don't need like obligations. Those were feeling really heavy. And so I'm just doing my 5 clients and that's it. So yeah, if you don't have a goal, it's because you've got no energy and you're probably hitting burnout. You need to rest. So this life is all about following your goal, not what you think you should want, what you think you should need, what looks good or whatever. So don't follow the latest fashions. Go for what is yours, okay? Number 2, let your heart decide. Once your heart decides what it wants, allow the mind to then take the steps towards getting the thing. So pretend that your heart is a little girl in the toy shop and your heart goes, that. And then your mind is like Big Daddy that goes, okay, honey, picks it up, pays for it at the register, puts it in a bag and hands it to her. And according to Reality Transurfing, who I love, listen to your heart. Set your intention. So he defines intention as knowing what you want and acting, making actions towards it. Choose your slide. So choose the version of yourself that you want to be. Open all the doors that feel right, knowing that you can't ever open the wrong door. If you open the wrong door, there's always going to be a lesson in it anyway. So you can't ever really stuff it up. But be open to every opportunity that crosses your path. It may not look like what you expect, but if it feels good, go for it anyway. It doesn't need to make logical sense. Okay? It's all about the journey. Avoid pendulums, which is something that Vadim talks about. Pendulums are, they're like energy, what does he call it? Energy systems. Oh God, I've got mental blank. Sorry, it's getting late in the day, girls. They're like things that are designed to suck your energy. So think about, the fight against terror, media news, anything that hooks your attention and hooks your energy is a pendulum. So he says, avoid pendulum. Don't fight pendulums, avoid them. Because if you fight them, you're still giving them energy. So there's a whole section in the book about pendulums, which is amazing. And release importance. How much importance are you putting into achieving this goal? Release it. Just go, this is what I want. But if there's anything of the same around that is this or something better, I'm taking it. So always remember, I love this little visual here because it's like, this is the river. If you went just straight for the goal, and I've left the little line out of it. I did have a red line that went from here to here. If you wanted to go just straight to your goal, you would miss all of the villages, the little coffee shops, the cities, the things along the way. You'd miss all of that. So it's not only about getting from A to B, it's about the journey, the people, the opportunities, the choices that you make along the way. That's life. That's life. Okay. So as I've said before, where human design fits in, your incarnation cross is all about purpose. Your energy type helps you to understand the vehicle that you've been given. Some of us have been given SUVs. Some of us have been given Ferraris, about understanding your vehicle. Your authority helps you decide what doors to open. So it's like, do I need to take my time around deciding which door to open, or do I just go with my gut and open that door? I'll never forget, Andrea, when we did your human design, and we realized that you were an emotional authority, so Andrea needs to take her time. And she goes, I've always just gone with my gut and gone for it. And I'm like, how's that gone for you, Andrea? And she's like, yeah, okay, maybe I'll take my time. That was funny. Your profile lines are like the natural skill set that you bring to the job that is your life, and gates and channels help you to understand the gifts and talents you've been given to achieve the goals that you want in this life. Shadow work fits in by tapping into what your heart's desire and then understanding the fears that come up around it and working through it. So our heart is going to want what it wants, but then our mind's going to go, oh, what if I let someone down? Oh, I haven't got time for that. Oh, what if I spend money on that and I haven't got money for that later? Oh my God, what will my colleagues think if I went to singing lessons at 50 years old? Are you kidding me? Like, will my family still accept me? Will they be embarrassed? Like, all of those fears are going to come up around it, right? So shadow work is about bringing that up to the surface and working through it. Whatever comes up is coming up to leave. So it's about bringing it up to the surface and then getting rid of it. So if you are interested in working one-on-one with me as your coach, I would absolutely love to have you. I've still got 4 spots for one-on-one containers available. We meet, we do one-on-ones. I do a weekly card pull for you. I check in once a week with you to make sure that you're all going well. Would love to have you on board. So if you are interested and would like to work with me, I would love to hear from you to help you to achieve those goals and those states and live the life that we were put here to live, not all of the other bullshit. We weren't here to bloody, get a job, earn money, pay bills and die. That wasn't the plan. So about what it is that we're here to do. Okay. That's it for me. I only went 10 minutes over. Yay, go me. I hope that, did you get heaps, stacks and tons of value out of that?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And I just have to say, I can't any more highly recommend what you do with one-on-one coaching, Kerry.
Oh,
it's like tonight with the goal setting and all of that, when we went through in January, has opened up, so many doors and things have fallen into place, and it's just amazing. It's fabulous.
Yay!
So highly. Yeah, so you're such a good teacher and guidance. It's really you're fabulous. I love it. I love you.
Oh, I love you, Pammy. We'll get a room once you all leave.
Oh, gosh. You're a dad.
Oh, absolutely. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, ladies, for spending your Wednesday night with me. It was lovely to see some faces I haven't seen for such a long time. Leslie and Sue.
No, yes.
Oh,
really good.
Really Thank you so much, Kerry.
Yeah.
And thanks for your energy.
Oh,
yes.
This time of night.
My pleasure. I've only had 3 hours sleep too. So
oh God, I don't know how you do it.
That's what happens though, when you're doing what you love. This is what happens. Like you just find it, and it just comes through you. You can't help it. So it
is quite natural for you. You seem very. You're just natural at doing it. It's fantastic.
No, when I'm talking about what I love, it's just excellent.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you so much.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Lovely.
Be in touch. Right.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
See ya.
Thanks, Kerry.
Bye.
Thank you.